Have you ever been left wondering why someone who swears they love you suddenly starts ignoring you, like completely ghosts you out of nowhere? One minute they're all in, showering you with attention, and the next, it's radio silence. What's going on? Is it you? Did they stop caring? Or is something way deeper at play here? Love is this wild, messy puzzle that doesn't always make sense, and today we're cracking it open with the help of Jung, of the sharpest minds to ever dig into the human psyche. We're going to uncover why someone who loves you might pull away. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll see relationships and maybe even yourself in a whole new light. So stick around, because this is going to hit close to home. Let's get real for a second. Think back to a time when someone you love, maybe a partner, a friend, even a family member, started acting distant. They stopped texting back, avoided eye contact, or just seemed off. How did that make you feel? Confused? Hurt? Did you start overanalyzing every little thing you said or did, wondering if you messed it up? Or maybe you thought, if they really loved me, they wouldn't do this. But here's the kicker: what if their ignoring you isn't about a lack of love, but something way more complicated going on inside them? I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me about a time someone you love pulled away. What happened? How did it affect you? Your story might just help someone else watching this feel a little less alone. Let's start this conversation together. If you're already hooked and want to dive deeper into the mysteries of the mind and relationships, hit that like button right now. It seriously helps me out. And if you're new here, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos like this. We're building a community of curious souls, and I'd love for you to be part of it. Okay, let's dive into the heart of this. Love isn't just butterflies, and sweet words. It's a battlefield of emotions. And a lot of that fight happens beneath the surface, in the unconscious mind. Jung, this genius who spent his life mapping out the human soul, believed that so much of what we does, especially in relationships, driven by stuff we don't even realize is there. So when someone who loves you starts ignoring you, it's not always because they've checked out. Sometimes it's because loving you scares the hell out of them. Jung had this concept called the shadow. It's all the parts of ourselves we don't want to look at. The fears, the insecurities, the messy stuff we shove down deep. When you fall in love, it's like a spotlight gets turned on, and suddenly that shadow starts creeping out. For some people, getting close to you means facing things they've buried, like a fear of getting hurt or losing themselves. Ignoring you becomes their escape hatch, a way to dodge that inner chaos. Jung also talked about projection. We put our hopes and fears onto the people we love. So when reality doesn't match the fantasy, they might pull back to wrestle with that disconnect. Let me paint you a picture. Meet Emily and Alex. They've been dating for 6 months, and it's intense late-night talks, big dreams, the whole deal. Emily's head over heels, and Alex says he feels the same. But then, out of nowhere, Alex starts fading. Texts go unanswered. Plans get canceled with lame excuses like, "I'm just busy." Emily's gut twists. She's thinking, did I do something wrong? Does he not love me anymore? But here's the truth. Alex does love her. Too much, maybe. His last relationship ended in betrayal, and now his unconscious is screaming, if you let her in, she'll break you. So he ignores her note because he doesn't care, but because he's terrified of what loving her might cost him. Sound familiar? Here's a question for you. Have you ever ignored someone you love because you were scared or had it done to you? What was that moment like? Share it in the comments. Unpack this together. Jung believed our unconscious is like this vast, shadowy ocean, beautiful, but unpredictable. When we love someone, we don't just bring our best selves to the table. We drag along all that hidden baggage too. For some, loving you feels like standing on the edge of a cliff. They want to jump, to dive into that connection. But their shadow, that dark corner of fear or shame, yanks them back. Maybe they've been burned before, or maybe they're scared they're not enough for you. Ignoring you isn't rejection. It's self-preservation gone haywire. Jung also had this idea of individuation becoming your truest self. Sometimes pulling away is their messy attempt at that. They love you, but they need space to figure out who they are without losing themselves in us. It's not pretty, but it's human. Picture this. Growing up, Alex's dad walked out when he was 6. No note, no goodbye, just gone. Fast forward 20 years, and here's Alex with Emily, feeling that same panic every time she gets too close. His unconscious doesn't care that Emily's not his dad, it's sounding the alarm anyway. Run, it says. Love equals loss. So he ignores her, buries himself in work, anything to numb that fear. Meanwhile, Emily's over here writing breakup songs in her head, clueless that Alex is fighting a ghost from decades ago. That's the unconscious. For you, it's a time traveler, dragging the past into every "I love you." Jung once wrote, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." That's what's happening here. They don't even know why they're ignoring you half the time. It's like their shadows got the wheel. And then there's the anima and animus, these inner archetypes of the opposite gender we all carry. In love, we project them onto our partners, dreaming they're our perfect match. But when the honeymoon fades and they're just human, that clash can make someone retreat. Ignoring you might be their way of recalibrating. Let's double down on those solutions. Giving space doesn't mean giving up, it's trusting they'll come back when they're ready. Talking it out, timing's everything. Catch them when they're calm, maybe over coffee, and say, "I'm here, but I need to know what's up." Reflecting inward, grab a journal and ask, "Am I scared of losing them too?" And empathy? Picture them as a kid, hurt or unsure, and suddenly their distance feels less personal. It's not a cure, but it's a start. Let's be honest, being ignored by someone you love cuts deep. It's not just annoying. It's a gut punch. You start doubting yourself. Am I not enough? Did I mess this up? It can spiral into anxiety, sleepless nights, even that heavy ache in your chest that won't go away. Worst case, you shut down, build walls, and swear off love altogether because it hurts too damn much. And if it keeps happening, it's like you're stuck in this loop of rejection that chips away at your confidence. But here's the flip side. And it's a game changer. When you get why they're ignoring you, thanks to Jung's wisdom, it's like putting on X-ray goggles. You see, it's not always about you. It's their battle, their shadow, their fear. That shift? It's freedom. You stop blaming yourself and start approaching it with patience, maybe even compassion. And that can save your relationship, or at least save you from drowning in self-doubt. Imagine feeling secure in yourself, even when they're distant. That's power. Jung's ideas tie into modern psychology too. Take attachment theory, it says. Some people develop an avoidance style from early life. When love gets too real, they bolt to protect themselves. Studies like one from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that avoidant folks often distance themselves, not because they don't feel, but because they feel too much. Jung would nod at that and say, "See? It's the unconscious in the show." Let's go back to Emily and Alex for a sec. Emily could have raged at Alex, dumped him, called it quits, but she didn't. She remembered something her therapist said about people needing space to heal old wounds. So she backed off, focused on her own life painting, friends, stuff that lit her up. A month later, Alex came back, shaky but honest. "I freaked out," he said. "I love you." And it scared me. They talked, really talked. And it wasn't perfect, but it was a start. That's what understanding this stuff can do. It turns pain into possibility. If this is hitting you right where you live, please smash that like button. It tells me you're with me on this journey. Subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with someone who's been through the same heartache. Let's spread the word and build a space where we can all figure this out together. So today, we've peeled back the layers of why someone who loves you might ignore you, with Carl Jung as our guide. We've seen how the unconscious, like the shadow or old fears, can push people away, even when their heart's screaming to stay. It's not always about you. It's about what they're wrestling with inside. Next time it happens, try this. Take a breath, step back, and ask yourself, what's really going on here for them? For me, it won't fix everything, but it'll give you clarity. And clarity's a hell of a lot better than chaos. Want more? Check out my next video on the psychology of vulnerability in love. It's all about why opening up is so hard and how to handle it. You won't want to miss it. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Seriously, you guys make this worth it. Understanding the mind is how we unlock the heart. So let's keep exploring together. See you in the next one. Take care.